The last in our series about selection is I talk about the query tool, which is the most powerful and the least simple of the ways of querying layers in ArcView. So I have my project open. I have some layers in front of me. I want to know the name of the town, like we did before. I make that my active layer, and I click on it with my tagging tool. Can't quite see that. Okay, so that's Eaton. I'm going to use my query tool, which is the tool up here that looks like a hammer. And I'm going to use that to find Eaton and select it. Remember I had cities and towns as the active layer just because that's the one I last clicked on. Over here I'm given the various attributes in my table. And you can see that each one of these, each time I click here, I'm shown all of the things that appear in the file. This is every name, every town name in Delaware County. This is every place code. So I want to find name. I double click name hard, down here name, and then I want my name to equal Eaton. I clicked equal one time, came in here, and I'm going to double click Eaton. So name equals Eaton. I want a new set. That'll select Eaton. Let's say we want to have Fowlerton too. I'm going to sweep across this and hit the delete key. And then I'm going to double click Fowlerton. So now I have a selection that says name equals Fowlerton. Now if I hit new set, that would be the only one. If I say add to set, it will be there with Eaton. Do that. Let's add Gaston, where we looked at Gaston earlier. Double click Gaston, and I say add to set. At this point I should have 3 towns selected. Let's turn this off. Well, Eaton got selected. Let's go to the full size of the county. Things are a little difficult to see. I'm going to turn off the buffer. I'm going to turn off the roads. I'm going to turn off the orange squares. Okay, so I see this is yellow, and this is yellow. So I've got the 3 towns selected. Let's double check. Okay, we want the cities and towns as our active layer, and we can just click the little spreadsheet icon, opens up the table. I immediately see 1, and I come over here and I look and it says 3 of 23 selected, so that's my 3 towns. I can do a promote, and all 3 are up here. The select by theme, the query tool can be very powerful because we are able to do, we can stack queries. I can say name equals something, and then I can say and I can go to some other attribute and put that in there too. So here I have name equals Daleville and type equals 2. We could go into a soil layer and we could select for several attributes at one time, and if we use the answer is only where they are all true. If I use an or here, I'll find the one. No, that broke. That's a good example. So I'm saying give me the name of this or give me the type of this. And I think I have one too many brackets because I clicked wrong, so when I hit new set, it's going to say syntax error. You can try to figure out the problem, but a lot of times it's faster to give up and just type the whole thing in over again. Well, that one, I got lucky that time. But so usually when I get a syntax error, I just exit out and start it over and do it again. So this time I selected something called type, which seems to be most of the towns. I ended up with a large number of selections. So that's the query tool. As long as the little box over here is checked, when I click on something, I get all the choices I have over here. Code. If we want to go down, there's a lot of census data in the cities and towns, and I can click here, and I get a lot of different choices. If I uncheck this box, or if that box isn't checked, and I click on these, I don't get that update. So if you're trying to build a set of questions and you don't see what you think you should see here, make sure you click that update values. And then double click again on your category. Well, that ends the discussion on selection.